Welcome to Seesaw's 12 Days of Christmas.
Gifting you guests this holiday season.
On the 8th day of Christmas, Seesaw gave to me Sam Seavey of The Blind Life.
Welcome back to the Seesaw 12 Days of Christmas. We are back with one of our fantastic previous guests. He is the man who is teaching you how to live your best blind life, Sam Seavey. Hey, Sam.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me back. I feel honored.
And we're honored to have you back. It's great to chat to you again, and it seems like forever since we actually chatted to you last time. So how have you been? Like, what's been going on with the blind life, with your life?
I've been great. Everything's going really well. I've been very fortunate. This year has been kind of a whirlwind. Last year I thought was crazy, and this year just topped it as far as I've been traveling a ton. I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements. I think I counted it up the other day, and I think I've flown on about 33 airplanes this year, including a recent trip to Australia, which was pretty awesome. And then I've already got like 4 trips planned for the first couple of months of next year of 2024. So it's looking like it's going to keep going in that direction of being kind of crazy, but I love it. It's so much fun.
Amazing stuff. And what's been going on with the blind life? Was that for the blind life, or was that just like for a bit of fun?
No, yeah, that was all for the blind life. I was down there as the keynote speaker at a assistive technology conference hosted by See Differently in South Australia, a low vision related company down there that provides services for the South Australia. So that was a lot of fun. Just tons of speaking with different organizations, a lot of AER groups here in the States, which stands for, and I might get this wrong, but Association for the Education and Rehabilitation of Blind Children. So if you're visually impaired and you're in school, the people that help with that, I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements with their organizations all around the country. It's been a lot of fun.
That's incredible and really valuable work as well. Like we've spoken to someone recently who's on the 12 Days of Christmas who does something similar, a charity over here, and there's no handbook for parents at all. I think that's a universal thing because we're all so different and our needs are so different. So you're sort of learning as you go. So any support that can be given, like from lived experience from yourself, it's incredible.
Yeah, and I think it's good for them to see someone. You mentioned parents. It's kind of devastating news when they get that news that their child has been diagnosed with some type of vision impairment. Because most of the parents have no idea about the visually impaired world. They've never set foot in that world before, so they don't know anything about it. So it's very scary and terrifying. And like you said, sometimes the best way to cope with that and understand what's going on is to see someone else who's lived in it and is doing well, and just to kind of reaffirm that everything is going to be all right for their child, that their child's going to do amazing things, and this diagnosis doesn't have to be anything that slows them down.
Absolutely. So it sounds like you've been busy, and you've got a podcast now as well. So
yeah, because I didn't have enough to do. I thought I'd throw in a podcast as well.
It's great to see you on the podcast stage. And now, was that like the natural evolution of the Blind Life YouTube channel?
I mean, yeah, people have been asking for a podcast for years, and I just, I'm on all the social medias. I actually have a day job too. So, I'm an assistive technology trainer in my day job. And so I just, all along, I've like, I just can't do a podcast. I don't have time. It's a lot of work, as you guys know. And I said, so finally I thought, though, you know what did it is I actually was speaking with a friend of mine who I know through where I work, and I've done training with her, and she's totally blind. And she says, she's really into podcasts, and she's like, I wish I've never watched any of your videos. I don't watch YouTube, but it's such good information. I wish there was a way that, I could have access to that. And I'm like, you know what? there's a whole community there within my community that doesn't watch YouTube and doesn't have access to my videos. And I really need to tap into that. It's not fair to them that they don't have this information as well. So I said, you know what? Buckle down, just quit putting it off and get to it. And I was very pleased to learn, I had no idea about podcasting, didn't know anything about it. So in researching it, I was very pleased to learn that it's a lot like creating YouTube videos, and the whole process of uploading that and, finding a host and that kind of thing. So it wasn't as much of a learning curve as I had feared.
You're absolutely right. There's so much similarity, and there are other things that go into it, like similar to YouTube. There's other things that we don't consider in the podcast side of things, and vice versa. Yeah. But there's a lot of transferable skills there, and I've always said, if to any vision impaired, blind people who do contact us about getting started within content creation, I would say, well, start podcasting first, because then if you want to move into video, you're just adding the visual aspect to it. Like,
right.
A lot of the skills are so transferable when it comes to editing and various other things. There's a lot of synergy there, but I think it's a little bit less overwhelming potentially. But of course, that will always vary on the individual, of course.
Yeah, and it's a much easier to get into, I think, as far as like equipment too. You could get by with just a micro or just a smartphone.
Yeah.
And getting a $12 lavalier microphone from Amazon that plugs into your smartphone. Yeah. Whereas with video, if you want to be really professional and grow, you really need some more advanced equipment, lighting and fancier microphones and editing software and all this kind of stuff. So it's much more approachable, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, like if people want ideas about accessible equipment such as lighting and other things, they can always come to the Blind Life YouTube channel, where I know you've been reviewing a lot of that this year.
Absolutely, I have, man. I've been going crazy with the technology this year.
That's great. That's exactly what I want to see. I love my tech. So the wintry season is upon us. So what does Christmas look like in your world? Like, have you got any traditions? What have you got planned for this year?
My family, we're very simple. We don't have any crazy traditions. We're actually, in a couple of days, we're going to be traveling to visit my wife's mother and spend a couple days with her, and then we do a Christmas with her and my wife's brother. And then we'll be coming back here, and my son and daughter, my daughter's home from college, and my son will be coming over. My son is grown and lives on his own, and he'll be coming over. The only traditions we have, of course we do the whole, putting up the tree and the stockings and all that kind of stuff. But really the only tradition is on Christmas Day, we go, Christmas Eve, we go out to a restaurant somewhere, some type of like hibachi or something like that. And then on Christmas Day, we do appetizers. That's our big meal. Some people do a big ham or turkey dinner. No, we do appetizers. So we're having like jalapeno poppers and buffalo chicken dip and, sweet meatballs in the crock pot, just really easy comfort food. Yeah. And we just sit around and hang out and open up presents and just spend time together, watch Christmas movies.
That sounds great, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, coming from my traditions of like big dinners and stuff like that, I wish I could just make a mac and cheese and stuff like that. Like, there you go.
Yeah, sit around in your pajamas all day and just relax.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's on the docket for 2024? What's next?
Doing more. I already have my trip planned for ATIA down in Orlando, Florida, which will be on January 25th through the 28th. I'll be there. I'll have a booth there and recording podcast episodes and recording videos and hanging out and talking with everybody. After that, I've got a couple speaking engagement trips planned already. I'm going to be the master, not master of ceremonies. I'll be the grand marshal at a vision walk
Wow,
up in
fantastic.
New Hampshire. I believe that's in May, and that's going to be fun. I said I agreed only if I could wear the big hat and carry the baton thing and kind of like, at the beginning of a parade.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm planning on going to see CSUN again, which is in Anaheim, California in March for that big conference. You guys need to come over for one of these conferences sometime.
Yeah, we really we want to do more of that, and we really want to come stateside, especially with all the friends and content
Yeah.
creators we've paired up with over the years. Like, it's just the next step for us. So we'll see what's on the cards for us, like going forwards, and we'd love to come over and give a bit of that British charm to some events.
That's right. We need to have a big VIP social media content creator get together, meet up somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are growing. There's more and more of us every single month, which I think is great.
I know it is. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's been great to catch up with you, Sam. We hope you have a great Christmas, and all of the things you've got planned going forward in the next few months go really well. Like, it sounds like a lot of exciting stuff that you have lined up. So we wish you all the best with that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the same to both of you. Happy holidays. And like I said, I'm super honored to be included in this. And I think it's great that you guys are catching up with your guests. And I'm going to steal this idea for next year on my podcast.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, reach out to us. We'll be there.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Cheers, Sam.
All right. See you later.
Thank you for listening to Seesaw's 12 Days of Christmas.
We hope you've enjoyed catching up with our guests as much as we have, and we look forward to bringing you many more in 2024.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at Seesaw.